Hey guys, so sorry for not releasing a video last week, but I ended up getting really busy during the week. But what I did do is I started this new project. I think I'm going to show you a few. I'm going to try and make a few videos about this, along with Escape and what I planned earlier on. So this is me and my buddies been talking about playing Mordheim, and recently I actually got a warband for them. I haven't finished painting them, but this is just a javelineer with a kit bashed. What are they called? Doesn't matter. In short, this is one of those archer shields that helps protect the crossbowmen. Now, obviously, this guy probably won't have that at the start because you don't have enough gold for that. But essentially, this is kind of my process I go. This is all random garbage. This isn't actually, there for a reason. This is just as I'm crafting, I'm kind of getting into a bit of a mess. But here's what we've got so far. So, I bought these at I can't remember the store, Canadian Tire, I think, or something, a few years back. I didn't have use for them. They've been sitting in a closet for the longest time until recently. Like I said, we've been talking about playing Mordheim. So I started making a Mordheim board. So I've got 3 layers of these, normal height or whatever, something like that, and there's 3 layers of them high, which roughly, if this guy's about 6 inches, or like, and obviously the model is not 6 inches tall, but or 6 feet tall, but in universe he would be. There's about 3 inches above him, or 3 feet above him, so these walls would be theoretically 9 feet tall. But as we go, I've been working throughout this, and I've been coming up with stuff, and I thought, you know what, a video on this would be good as I go, so I'm gonna try and do that for you. Anyway, we've got a bunch of random bits here. We got a bunch of random things I'm slowly working on to make a Mordheim board. Now, so far we've got this bridge, which is a bunch of sticks, stuff like that. You know what? Let me pull you over here. I have Prox on over there. This isn't sponsored or anything. Sorry, just a sec. This isn't balanced at all. This isn't sponsored or anything. I just bought this a few years back just because. People like Black Magic Craft, RP Archive, Wylock's Armory, very good inspirations. But lately I've been working on kind of this plan. So these are just foam bricks that I carved out and kind of squished a bit to make them look a bit more natural. And what I did was I built these. I built a, let me see if I can turn this around to show you. So you can see the 3 layers right there. So I built these long, it was just like a long tube, or a long stick, and I kind of, it's hard to explain. Let me get a knife. Oh, there we go, almost fell. So it was like a tube like this, and I cut like here. It was something I cut like this, and then like this, right? And then I went across and cut that empty spot out with the hot wire cutter. And then I cut that in half, so I had 2. Then I took a wooden dowel, lined it up along the side, hot glued that in place. And I measured these to be roughly about the size of, I don't have, oh, here it is. Roughly one of these bases, which I have no idea what this length is. It just so happened to, actually not even really, there's like a inch off, but either way, essentially this kind of just so happened to fit most of my stuff that I have. So for instance, right, so I'm just pulling some stuff off screen over here. So say, right, I got this chest that I set up as an objective marker, put that in the middle, right? That fits, that's fine, obviously. I made it largely enough for 2 or 3 guys to fit across, right? So roughly, give or take, like 2, and then a little bit of extra space. But this, I made a wagon a long time ago. This can actually fit on there perfectly, which, honestly, it wouldn't make sense. Obviously, there's no ramp, it's just a step, but, it'll be fine. I also have these barricades. I built a few of these, and let me find the other 2. Actually, I have quite a few little bits and pieces here to show you. You know what? I've got a few things. Let me pause this video. I will be returning in a second. Alrighty, I'm back. So, I have 3 barricades like this, and they fit perfect. Let me move that. They fit perfectly in the way of this, which is important because this is only half a board. I'm going to be making another half roughly the same size that goes alongside it. But so there's one there, and I've got 3 of these barricades, and they're all just random bits and pieces. Like this is mainly just chunks of wood attached to barbecue skewers, right? But I took a chunk of metal from the scrap launcher, I believe it was, from the ogre kit, and an arrow, I think, from the giant kit, and I just clipped the end of it and I glued it in there. This one, and this is another thing, Lego cutting bits down makes Lego actually fit in. It can actually work really well. Again, these are chunks of wood. These were actual dowels that I cut down, and this was a skewer. I think that I cut down as well, but it is a skewer. And it's just some chunks of wood. And I took a Bretonian arrow set from the ground and chucked that in there. And this was another ogre scrap launcher bit. I just put a 3D printed plate there and a Bretonian thing. And again, these are all on the same base size, so they all block this up perfectly. So whenever we play, we can plant that there in the way or anything like that. I also have stuff like this, which this was a kit bashed war wagon kind of thing, war supplies, so that can go anywhere. For scale, again, that guy's there. Got a few more chests kind of things. I have another chest somewhere, I just didn't take it down. I also have fires, stuff like that, like these campfires I got from a dollar store kit. I made one of these into an actual little objective marker. It's not here, it's up on my thing, on my closet thing, but I also got this store, and I'm going to be building a few more of these. In short, my next few videos I'm thinking are going to focus on building the Mordheim board, kind of showing you how to build a little scattered terrain, build the board. I'm going to try and do some building videos for those Skaven, and I'm also going to try and do some ogre walkthroughs. Or not ogres, sorry, giants. Oh, there's also this guy. Now, this guy, from what I know, is from a discontinued kit. I bought him 2 or 3 years ago. I think it's a graveyard set from Warhammer. I bought him 2 or 3 years ago, and I had painted him up a while back as just an objective marker, but he will fit perfectly into Mordheim. And that's kind of how I've set this up. So it's got a canal that goes those ways. There's this kind of corner here. Again, I'm putting this cork board. You can kind of see it over there. There. It's going to be blocking these up, so it's going to go, across. It'll kind of block that up, so you won't have to see this ugly, unmatched bit. But this little corner will have like a statue or something, maybe a shop behind it, something like that, And this is going to be the upper portion of the roads, and where shops will go, and other scatter terrain. And you can, I'll make it so this is like a canal that you can fight in. There's also a staircase I'll show you on the other side. But I'm trying to make this whole thing an area you can fight over. So here, what I did was I took a bunch of popsicle sticks, because if you look over at the bridge, I needed popsicle sticks. I ended up clipping them. Right, and they clipped off the edges, but they end up with these leftover bits. And what I did was I clipped the end of the popsicle sticks into a sharp point, and I just jammed them in there with hot glue. First I jammed them in to get the hole ready, then I put on the hot glue and re-jammed them back in. But that led these, I did 2 per step. Where'd my guy go? He fits perfectly on these. Right. That one, the angle was wrong, but he does still fit on it well. And that one, and then it'll probably be straight onto the ground after that. One thing, I also cracked one of these as I was trying to cut the edges, so I put a bit of cardstock, or cardboard, very thin cardboard there, and glued it on, made it look like someone tried to bolt it back together, because it snapped under like their foot or something. But yeah, I've also got over here, a few years back, I got this, I went to a, what is it called? It was a garage sale, and these people were selling these these weird decoration things that are like brass, painted plastic and metal. So I grabbed one of those, and I've got one right there, and I've got a few others here. I even have this bit I only had one of, so I chucked it right there. It's just a star, kind of like I cut a hole in there that roughly fit it, put some hot glue in there, slapped it down, so it's kind of like, that part of the road. Sorry for the mess, and kind of sorting it as we go. But I've got these things here. Just a second. Sorry, my neighbors were being loud. I had to pause for a second. I've got these things, which I'm hoping for like a water, kind of like a sewer door grate thing. Maybe put on the side of these walls. I don't know. but we'll see. But yeah, that's kind of what the plan is for currently. I think I'm gonna make 2 videos. Like right now, I'm shooting on a Sunday. I'm gonna make 2 videos now. Probably gonna release them like kind of Friday, Saturday of this week, so you guys get a bit extra for missing last week. I'm gonna shoot a few more videos, try and get a bunch done all at once as I work on this, because it's gonna be a project I'm doing over the next probably week or 2, almost certainly longer than that, but we'll see how things go. Another thing, like I mentioned with the Lego can be very useful. All right, my neighbors aren't really getting quieter, so have a good day, guys. Hope you enjoy the video.